Spanish-speaking male. Lacerations to the throat. Looks like he was punched in the face. That probably hit him.
Looks like he got dry blood, so...
Looks like he probably got unconscious.
On the morning of October 8th, 2023, a man, bloody, beaten, and barefoot, approached an Escambia County Sheriff Office deputy at a gas station near Scenic and Davis Highway. An ambulance was called, and the victim was taken to the hospital. Inversers Martinez learned that the victim had met Fonseca on social media, and on the evening of October 7th, 2023, the victim went out with Fonseca and Reynolds. The Escambia County Sheriff's Office in Florida said on October 7th, the victim met Natalie Fonseca on social media and agreed to have dinner and hang out. During the date, he agreed to go to Fonseca's house, where she introduced him to her uncle, Nafis Reynolds. A little while later, the three decided to take a ride. A guy who just wanted a date was almost killed after the young lady he met online introduced him to her supposed uncle, and things took a violent turn. What he didn't know was that this meeting was carefully planned, and that Natalie Fonseca was not alone. Waiting nearby was her boyfriend, Nafis Reynolds. When the victim picked them up in his car, everything seemed normal at first. Conversation flowed, and there was no immediate sign of danger. But somewhere along the drive, the atmosphere shifted. The kindness he had shown was about to be turned against him. The couple suddenly attacked. Inside his own vehicle, the victim was beaten and overwhelmed. His phone, money, and personal belongings were taken. The car he was driving, the very thing meant to help them, became the tool that trapped him. Then the violence escalated. His throat was slashed, leaving him injured, disoriented, and fighting to stay conscious. Bleeding and barely able to resist, he was forced out of the car and taken to the Escambia River Bridge, a dark and isolated stretch overlooking deep water. At that moment, the victim believed he was going to die, and the attackers believed the same. The man was thrown from the bridge into the river below, disappearing into the darkness. Natalie Fonseca and Nafis Reynolds drove away, convinced they had successfully killed him, but they were wrong. Despite his injuries and blood loss, the victim did something no one expected. He survived the fall. In the cold river, fighting pain and exhaustion, he forced himself to swim. Every movement was agony, every breath felt uncertain, yet somehow, against all odds, he reached the shore. From there, he found help and lived. His survival would become the key that unraveled everything. While the victim fought for his life, Fonseca and Reynolds tried to destroy evidence. Investigators later learned they set the victim's stolen car on fire, attempting to erase any connection to the attack. But instead of disappearing, the crime only grew louder. Days later, another man came forward. He reported that the same couple had robbed him at gunpoint, stealing his belongings and threatening his life. This second incident confirmed what detectives feared. The first attack wasn't random. It was part of a pattern. Law enforcement launched a full investigation. Using the survivor's testimony, physical evidence, and witness statements, detectives traced the crime back to Natalie Fonseca and Nafis Reynolds. The case shocked the local community. The idea that a plea for help could be used as bait struck fear into many people who believed kindness was safe. The couple was arrested and charged with a long list of serious crimes, including attempted first-degree murder, kidnapping, armed robbery, carjacking with a deadly weapon, arson, and tampering with evidence. Prosecutors described the attack as calculated and merciless, emphasizing that the victim survived due to extraordinary strength, not because his attackers showed restraint. In court, the story unfolded in grim detail. The survivor's account painted a picture of terror, of realizing too late that trust had become a weapon. Prosecutors argued that the couple had shown complete disregard for human life, not once but multiple times. Facing overwhelming evidence, both defendants chose to accept plea deals rather than go to trial. In September 2025, a judge sentenced Natalie Fonseca and Nafis Reynolds to 30 years in Florida State Prison each. The sentences were severe, reflecting the brutality of the crime and the belief that the public needed protection from them. As the sentence was read aloud, there was no victory in the courtroom, only the weight of what had happened. A man had nearly lost his life for doing something kind. His recovery would be long and the emotional scars permanent. The Natalie Fonseca case became a haunting reminder of how easily trust can be exploited in the digital age. A simple message, a willingness to help, and one decision to meet a stranger led to a night of violence that changed lives forever. For the victim, survival became his greatest act of defiance. For Natalie Fonseca and Nafis Reynolds, the lies they used to lure their prey ultimately led them to prison, where they will spend decades confronting the consequences of a crime they believed no one would live to report.